Hi, I'm Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to make a relatively elegant pair of earrings and a necklace set. And to do that, we're going to need the Beetle On 3D bracelet jig. And we're going to need 9 pins set up in a straight line. I've got it in the 3rd row. It doesn't have to be at 3rd row. It can be any row. It just needs to be 9 in a straight line. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started on our necklace, shall we? This is the Artistic Wire 3D bracelet jig. Now we're going to make a necklace, and we're actually going to straighten this. We more or less want these because so we can make our pattern. So what we do, now I'm working off of my spool. You don't have to if you don't want to. This is 16 gauge wire, as you can see. I always do this when I take it out of the package, so I have I can tell what it is without any difficulties. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we want to work off of the spool. So, and if that's too awkward for you, you can cut it, but we probably need about 12 inches. So I've got the wire here, and I've taken hold of it with my thumb, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And we want it to go all the way around. Pull it as tight as you can. Now when you come back here, go the opposite direction on the other one. Pull it around, and so forth and so on till you get all the way to the end. Oop, missed the pin. Now you'll need to push these down because they're going to rise up. And we'll get our iron jaw pliers in a minute to do that. Up and down and around and up. And then lastly, and then we can cut the wire off. And like I say, that was actually about 11 inches because I had pulled 12 inches out. Now we're going to push these down with our nylon jaw pliers. This one doesn't want to push. This one's a little crooked, so we will straighten it up and then push it again. Now we're going to straighten this bow, so it doesn't really matter if you've got it all the way like this or not. As soon as we got that done, we're going to pull the pins out, and then we will cut the ends and straighten. Okay, I've got these two little containers over here. They have my pieces in it. What I'm going to do is take this end off, drop it right over the top of this, so when I pull them out, it's just going to hopefully just fall right down into that little case. And these are the pins. So we're going to pull the pins. Oops, wrong one. If you haven't used your jig a lot, 10 plastic pieces. Might be a little tight. I suppose you could use your pliers to take it out. I've never tried that, but take this off and then get this last two. Now that we've finished with this, we can put this away. And now we have our piece for our necklace. Now what we want to do first is trim these ends off. Right at the connection spot there. Mixed all my beads up here, didn't I? That's all right. Easily fixed. Okay. Now we're going to take this. You can see it's a nice curled place here. And we're going to straighten it up. So we have this lovely like wave pattern here. We want to take our round nose pliers and round this end out where we cut it. So that it's down on the bar. There we go. Actually, I think I cut this the wrong direction. It's got one of those weird wowies on it, so we'll just cut that again till it's fixed. And this one's the same way. Oops. Go the right way. Okay. Now we'll straighten her again. This one's about in the right spot, looks like, so that's good. Now once you finger straighten this some, you're going to want to get your nylon hammer and your block out so we can straighten it up some more. Don't forget to do this on both sides so that you have a equal amount of hardening. And now we have this really cool little bar. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to hang dangles off of it. That's why I have all these beads here. And then we'll use chain reaction up the sides. Okay, now we need to decide our dangles. We're going to have 7. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you that there's 9 pins. Anyway, so 7. We need to make 7 dangles. Got this big chunky guy here and white. I've got some white beads out and some of these because I'm going to use this chain reaction to fix the sides up. And we've got all kinds of various little odds and end pieces. Some bead cap on this. Now if you don't want this entirely straight like this, you can find the middle and do a little curve. so that it's got just a little bow in it, so it's more curved instead of straight across. If you do that, though, you got to make sure that your little circles didn't fall out of place too much. There we go. Okay, so now I need to make up, like I say, 7 dangles, and the 2 ends of the 9 are going to be where the chain reaction attaches. So let's make up some dangles. Okay, to make the dangles, I've got some head pins over here, but they're probably going to be too small of head for the beads all to sit in straight. So I've got 7 of these little tiny round beads so that it makes a stop on the bottom for these. And this middle one is going to have this big one here. And I think we'll have another spacer. And then a bead cap. This big bead. Bead cap. Oop, oop, shakes a little bit there. Now let's see, we'll go with this. One of these bigger white ones. Yeah, I think that's going to be one. That might be a little small. We'll have to think about this. No, we'll leave that on there and just put on a small white one. Yeah, I think that will work. Now we'll need 2 of those. Okay, so now we have the 3 big ones made. We need to make at least 2, if not 3 small ones. I should say 4. So we'll start with this white bead. Here. Here. Okay. I'm thinking maybe we want one of the little green ones on bicones on this, so that we aren't ending all in white. Maybe we will put on one of the little white ones here. See how this looks. Oh, I see what I did wrong. This is backwards. Okay, now we need the second one, or we're going to put the, that's right, we need to put the other little green bicone on this one. Now we need to make this second one for in the middle there. Come on, baby. Small white. One of these. Green. One of these. And a large white. Okay. I'm trying to decide. This is beginning to look just a wee bit busy to me, and it might be too much. I will pull this down further so you can see it better. Baby, move down. I'm almost thinking it might be better to take the big ones out of the side here and just make some smaller dangles going up. Though these are very pretty, and actually I may just save these for earrings. Those would make pretty earrings. So we'll put these aside for earrings. And we will make some smaller dangles. For the two sides and make them be a little smaller. So I think we're going to start with a green. Go to a large white. Go to a green. Actually, I think I like that for the ends. So I think we'll make those into the ends. Make the second one. Yes, I did. I used two different kinds of spacers here. So I'm going to get the same kind on here. And it looks like I've ran out of that size, so we'll have to get some more. And since I'm getting low on this size, I'll get some of these as well. And the green again. And then that'll be this side. Now we just need to make something for the other side. Okay, now I need to decide something for the middle section there. I think we'll start with a bicone maybe. Spacer. Small white. This spacer. Green. Spacer. White. Spacer. Green. That's going to get too long. So we want it to be about the length it is right now. So let's take out this big white one here. And let's do this. Small spacer, larger spacer, No, that's not going to work. let's see here. You you the bicone. Now is that about the length we want? Yes, I think that'll work. So now we just have to make the second, and then we can put it all together. Okay, so we need the little bead, bicone. Which spacer is that? Okay, this one. The small white. This spacer. The green. The spacer. The small white. Sure hole. This spacer. And the green bicone. Okay. Now that we have all of these 7 made, we have to close them off. Okay, now let's get these, I'm going to make wrapped loops at the top of all of these. Remember, when you do these, you're working with crystals, so you want to be careful. Tuck it all in. There's number 1. Let's push these all to the side so they're not in our way anymore. Try to be very careful that I don't get those little, especially those little bicone crystals, up into my pliers when I'm Oops, this one's crooked, so let's straighten her up. Okay. We have 3 more to go. And last one. Okay, all of those are done. Next step, put it together. Okay, to put the dangles on the bar, I have got some oval jump rings. This is the larger size, and I prefer oval because they have the break in the ring here on the long side, which, let's see if it focuses there. There we go. Which keeps the weight from going into where the hole is at, because it automatically drops to each of the thinner sides. No falling off. I'm using large oval jump rings rather than my small ones because half of these have to go on a double bar. Where right here, where it's, as you can see, it's double in this spots. So you need the extra size of the large ones as opposed to the small ones. So let's get all these pieces put on. You see how that hangs right there? With the two, it's got plenty of room in this larger size, but it wouldn't have in a smaller one. This doesn't look like it's quite closed up, so let's make sure it is. Two down, 5 to go. Now our big center one. That's looking pretty. Come on, baby. It's looking nice. And last. Come on. Hide in the jump ring. Oops. Come on, baby. There we go. And now we have all the pieces put on. It's a nice waterfall drop necklace. We need to put on the chain. Okay, I have decided, since my chain reaction is silver with white beads, that I'm going to make some little pieces to start this, so that it goes here and then the chain reaction hangs onto the green rather than just straight to the silver. So in order to do that, I need to make, I'm going to take these, and I tend to just take head pins and make them into eye pins. Cut the little tip off of them. Be careful not to cut your finger when you do that. I have before. It's rather painful. Just going to make a wrapped loop on this end, drop on our beads, and make a wrapped loop on the other end. This wrapped loop is being difficult. It wants to fall down too much, so we need to bring her up. Okay. And I see she's still being a bit difficult, so we'll have to pull those wraps up again. Well, it looks pretty good on this side, but this side's a little bit wonky. There we go. I'll get the beads on. Green, spacer, the white, spacer, and green. And now we wrap the other side. Watch when you do this, make sure your wrap is going the same way. Okay, there's one side. That was a mess. Hell no, maybe not. This one is not cooperating at all. We need to get a new one and start over. Okay, since that one wasn't cooperating, I did decide to start over again. We'll just get this baby moving. Being slightly uncooperative, but not much. When your wire gets small like this, you can easily just bend it a little bit at a time with your pliers. Okay. No, that did not work the way I wanted it to. Get up there. Back on the plier because you need to tuck better than that. There we go. Okay, let's get the beads on. on this side. Let's cut that last teeny bit off. Tuck. And second one is done. Okay, now we have a choice to make. We can either attach the these little pieces by jump ring, or we can just open the ends up and put them on here directly. I think we'll just put them on directly. So all you have to do is take your bridge, open up this slightly, put your piece on and close it back down. Make sure you get it tight. Okay, there's one side. Open up this side. Back on. Now, the last thing we have to do is put on the chain. Okay, so we'll open up the package of chain reaction. This is number 6. This is Jesse James Bead's chain reaction. Then we're going to attach it, cut it in half and attach it to the ends down here. Because this has the jump ring here, we're going to cut this off right here. And then we'll just slide this off this jump ring, or a split ring, I should say. When I have scraps of chain reaction, I always keep it because it makes great earrings. Okay, now that we've got that done, we will find the middle. Crink there. Okay. Find the middle, which is right here at these little squares. We're going to have to remove one piece. Ooh, come on, baby. Of the chain reaction. This little link right here. So I'll cut this loose. And put this little link aside. Now, because this is chain reaction, it will not take a large jump ring. So I've got some small jump rings out here to put this together with. So anyway, we'll take these small jump rings, open them up. Oops, come back here, you. Grab one piece of the chain reaction, put the jump ring through its tiny little hole there, and then put it on one side of the necklace. Tighten our jump ring up. Okay, that side's done. Now for the other side. Now I have 4 little jump rings here because we have to put the clasp on as well. And again, the chain reaction will not, the bigger jump rings will not go through the little tiny holes. See, they're very small. See if you can get it to focus. There we go. So through the little hole, and through the necklace. Come on, baby. There we go. And tighten her up. Okay. There now. Now, if you feel that this goes too straight up right here, that's fine. You can take and just move this circle up some. As you can see how I did there. And then we'll move this one. And that will give it a little more upward movement there. Oops, I accidentally bent this wire. There we go, got it fixed. Okay. And now we just have to put on the clasp. Okay, I have decided on a little magnetic clasp. You might think, oh, this is tiny. But this tiny little magnetic clasp is very strong. So we just, oops, there we go. Open her up. Now where did I drop that to? Silly woman. There it is in the middle. Through the chain reaction. Through the clasp. Now this is going to start giving you problems because the magnet's going to want to stick to your pliers. See, just like that. So you're going to have to knock it out of your way to get hold of your jump ring. Okay, it's not quite straight, so I'm going to have to straighten that up. Come on, baby. There we go. That's one side. And then we need to get the other side. And I keep dropping those little suckers. On she goes. And tighten her up. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, our necklace is finished. And there's what she looks like. We'll put her on a bust in just a second, but we're going to stick it aside right now because if you'll recall, I took those 2 pieces and said, oh, these will make nice earrings. So we're going to make these into their earrings. There's one done. Now we have to make the other. Bending up the wire, I'm going to have to straighten it. And lastly, we just got to put some surgical steel lever back ear wires to put on these. There's one. There's the other. And I'll get a bust and put these on in just a second. Okay, here she is on a bust. Let's get it back a little bit more. Maybe you can see it better. There you go. The necklace and the earrings. Thank you.